Hello everyone, this is a book review. For those of you who don't know, I like to read a lot, and so I will be posting reviews of all the books I read on YouTube as videos when there either is anything to talk about or I'm just bored of doing other things. So, this book review is of Colin Powell's book called My American Journey, published in 1995. And this is basically his autobiography. If you don't know who Colin Powell is, he was an American four-star general. He was Ronald Reagan's national security advisor. He was the first African-American chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. And he was the first African-American Secretary of State under George W. Bush in the first term. He also did some work in the Clinton administration. Now, he takes you from basically his early life. He grew up in New York City in the Bronx. Take you from that all the way to 1995. Just a few years after he retired from the Army as a four-star general. It's an excellent book. It gives you... It's basically, along with being a history of his life, it's kind of a history of how the military has worked since the late 1950s to the mid-1990s. He talks about the changes in the military, the changes that he actually initiated, and the changes that he just saw over that period of time, over nearly 40 years in the armed forces. The way the military changed, because in the late 1950s, the main part of the military was to be able to respond to the Cold War if the Cold War heated up. And by the 1990s, it was trying to adapt to a changing world. It was trying to adapt to a world where there was no more Soviet Union, and they had to really downgrade, and they had to change their mission, basically. So yeah, if you like history, if you like stuff about the military, if you like stuff about war, or if you just like reading autobiographies, and there's also a lot of political stuff in here too, which is why I like it. His political views are very interesting. So yeah, if you're interested in any of that stuff, this is definitely a book for you. It's a very large book. It is over 600 pages, but it's definitely worth the read. It took me a while to read it, but it's a very good book. It kept me entertained throughout the whole thing. So it's definitely not for some people, I know that, but some of you might like it. So, yeah, I really like this book, and if you like any of those things I mentioned, you would probably like it too.